Hey everyone, Catch 'em All Collectibles here. In today's video, we've got a Saturday bonus video. I do MetaZoo on Saturdays because I'm primarily a Pokemon channel, but big MetaZoo news. Videos are going to start being more frequent. I'm probably going to do one a month instead of what I was doing before, about one a quarter. I'll probably continue to stick with the Saturday videos. So maybe first Saturday of the month or something. I'm recording this on the first, the day before it goes live. It goes live on Saturday, July 2nd. Happy 4th of July weekend, Independence Day for my American viewership. Hope you have a great holiday weekend. Hopefully you get Monday off, long weekend, get some nice weather. Forecast looks pretty good where I am in upstate New York for Monday. So yeah, anyways, let's get into it. Here is the announcement on June 14th. I officially was partnered with MetaZoo, and it was announced in their Discord announcement section. And what that means is I get direct access to MetaZoo product, not everything, but primarily new releases like the TCG product. So UFOs coming out end of the month, end of July, and I did already place my order, pretty substantial order. I'm going in quite heavily because it's my first time having access at good wholesale pricing. Not only like I don't believe I'm allowed to say the exact pricing, but I will get into a discussion on MAP, minimum advertised price, as far as there are stipulations as to where I can sell and how I can sell for how much I can sell. A lot of mixed thoughts from the market, from different people on that. I'll share my own. As with everything else, a lot of people, it's terrible, universal bad, all the cons. Like, as with almost anything, there's a spectrum, there's pros and cons. It's somewhere in between the extreme reactions usually. So I'll give my thoughts on that. But yeah, I guess we'll go right to, they did publicly post partnership, the partnership agreement, the partnership rules via this Google Doc in their Discord. So this is public information. Anyone who seeks to apply, these are the rules you'd have to abide by. And yeah, I'm not like spilling any secret info here. But yeah, I'm not going to read through the whole thing. If you want to pause and read it, it's only 2 pages. So pause and you should be able to read it all. I'll hit some of the main things, but what the benefits include are allocation directly from MetaZoo at distributor pricing. So essentially, the distributor's being cut out. I'm buying, I don't know exactly what they sell to Golden Distribution or GTS Distribution at. I'm getting something lower than I get, substantially lower than I get in Pokemon. The way Pokemon works is 100% of retail is what Walmart sells at. Wholesale, we have no idea what Pokemon sells to the distributors for, but maybe 30 to 50% somewhere in there of retail. And then depending on the account, depending on the volume, all that, the history, distributors sell somewhere between 40 and 50 or 60% of retail to people like me. And what that amounts to for me, I'm able to buy Pokemon booster boxes at about 80-ish. I'm getting them substantially cheaper than that. Pokemon retail is about 144. MetaZoo retail is about 140. So it's a little bit different, but yeah, the pricing that I'm getting it at is substantially cheaper. And I can get anywhere, you can see right here, it's up to 500 of each SKU. SKU means stock keeping unit, basically barcode of each different item. You've got theme decks, you've got the blisters, you've got release event decks, you've got spell books and booster boxes. And it does say later on, you do have to take a minimum of 10% of each. So you can't just get 500 booster boxes and nothing else. You have to take at least 50 of each and up to 500 of each. What that amounted to for me, I took like 50 of the theme decks because I don't like the product as much as not being a brick and mortar. I think it would be great for a brick and mortar to sell on to their players and teach people to play the game. But I went heavy into the booster boxes and blister packs. I did place an order in the 5 figures. I ended up about $30,000. So I'm going pretty heavily into UFO, largely on booster boxes and hundreds of booster boxes and hundreds of, I maxed out on 500. Those are just single pack blisters, and the minimum on the theme decks, and then 100 something of a couple other things, spell books. And so anyways, clearly long term, I'm liking where MetaZoo is. I'm liking where they're headed. I believe in the franchise. I wouldn't have partnered with them if I didn't. I wouldn't be buying a $30,000 order of UFO if I didn't believe in them. And yeah, it ships right from MetaZoo to me. No in between, no middleman distributor making a cut on the way. Price support and MPN kits, LGS kits. I don't know exactly how that works because I'm an online retailer only. I don't know if, like, they know that. They know there's no Catch 'em All Collectibles store where games are being held. I don't know if they'll omit certain things from my kits or my shipments, or if I'll still get those. MetaZoo partner promo, access to special direct-to-consumer products. So Magic Cast was a very popular one, fan art packs. The way that those are going to be done, I don't really know. We're early in the stages. You can see the announcement on the previous tab was only a couple of weeks ago. This is all really fresh. I just placed my order for UFO, and we're going to go from there. But if really cool, it'll be nice if really cool things come up that sell out through the MetaZoo marketplace. If some of those things I have access a week before, a day before they go to the MetaZoo marketplace, I'm not fighting the general public, paying sales tax, paying all that. I'm getting it now, not on the open market. I did a video in April, a spreadsheet where I have bought like $70,000 worth of MetaZoo product, all secondhand, all open market, essentially paying full retail for everything. So to be able to buy 30,000 more, I guess now I'm up to about $100,000 total spent on MetaZoo, but getting it at wholesale, getting it in at the ground floor is a really nice feeling. Leaves a lot more room for margin, a little bit less risky plays. And I'll get into, I've got boxes behind me, Kickstarter box, Cryptid Nation First Edition, Nightfall, and Wilderness. I'll talk about the price history on some of these boxes, where I'm in them, where they're at, all that. It says you do need to be registered at play.metazoo.games.com, and you need to have events. This is geared towards LGSs. Important thing, where is it? So yeah, partners, basically there's exceptions for, in order to qualify for MetaZoo partnership, you must have MetaZoo nights, you must have game nights. If you're an online store, though, there's an exception. Like, I don't have to have a game night. It does say you can rent space, you can have events like that, but there is a further exception for engaging in community building by making videos, Discords, things like that. Which I do contribute to the MetaZoo community by being in their Discord, posting in there, by doing these now monthly videos, if not more frequent. We'll have to see if and when things come up that I want to talk about for MetaZoo. I mean, I might pop up a random Saturday video to talk about it more frequently than monthly. We'll have to see how it all goes. One thing I do intend to do, and I guess I'll talk a little bit about it now, but I'm getting hundreds of booster boxes of UFO. That's more than I've ever received for a Pokemon product. And I'm getting it in, I don't know the exact timing, but I should have it a week or two before release, as far as I understand. I cannot sell it before release. I'm not a store. I don't have pre-release events, but I can start cracking for singles. You'll see when it comes to map, I agree to not sell my sealed product below 80% of MSRP ever. So on a booster box, $140 MSRP, I cannot sell my UFO boxes under $112. There is room for me to profit, even selling on eBay, selling on wherever, Troll and Toad. I could make a profit selling under $112, but I would be in violation of this agreement, which I do not intend to do. If you violate the agreement, you can be banned. I'm going to be a little all over the place. I've got a lot of thoughts. I've got a few tabs open. Channel Fireball was banned. Card Shop Live, I believe they're related. Anybody who was doing pre-orders, as far as I understand, for under 112 of UFO, they were banned. Their allocations were removed. And if MetaZoo clearly is willing to ban such big stores, such big outlets for distribution, they'll ban anybody. So I'm not intending on getting banned. I think there'll be an interesting dynamic around release. You'll have some amount of stores who will just take their allocation. They'll, especially with the broader economy, depending on how the broader economy is going, stores might get into a tough spot where they might also be spending 10, 20, 30,000 plus. I think if I did the math on it, and if you maxed out on everything we can get, it wasn't six figures, I don't think, but it wasn't too far off. It was pretty high. It was high five figures. So if a store were to spend that much money and it doesn't sell well and the economy goes down a lot and Pokemon's doing bad, Magic's doing bad, whatever else they carry, I could see situations where people might have to, like, if it comes down to violating the partner agreement or like not making payroll, not paying your lease, I think some people might, hopefully it doesn't happen that way. Hopefully MetaZoo turns around, heads up. Hopefully the economy turns around, heads up. We're kind of at a spot where all these card games, the economy, crypto, a lot of these things are finding a bottom altogether. And it's tough times. So I'm in a spot where I just made that big sale of Rusty. I've had a lot of sales. I've had too many purchases the past month too, but I'm in a spot where I don't think this will be the case. But if I had to sit on my entire allocation for 2 years, I could afford to do it. I hope that's not the case. I hope I'm able to actually sell this stuff. But yeah, where I ran into that tangent was I'm getting hundreds of booster boxes. I don't know if I'll do 25%, maybe half. I might open half of my allocation to do singles because MAP is strict for sealed product. You cannot sell below 80% of MSRP on the booster boxes in perpetuity forever. You cannot sell you can't sell that low. You have to sell at full MSRP for a week before release and 2 weeks after release. So whenever it comes out for 2 weeks, you can't sell for 80% of MSRP. You have to be 100%. It'll be interesting to see, like, when players see that, when players know that, when collectors know that, will anybody be buying in the first 2 weeks, or will they just wait the 2 weeks till people can list for 80% of MSRP? People don't like being patient. There's definitely an impatience tax. I think in Pokemon, like, you see it a lot. The sets come out here, they drift down like this. So a 20% drop in the first 2 weeks, that's probably relatively normal. So I think some people will still be buying it, even though they know the 20% discount's coming, especially if there's tournaments in between or anything like that. But yeah, with that, I covered a little bit of this. I'm agreeing to the MAP rules. I guess let's talk about MAP. Minimum advertised price. It's not like a brand new thing. I saw some people's reactions to this whole thing. Oh, MetaZoo is artificially making the product worth more. And if the market's not going to pay it, if people don't value it for that, they simply won't buy it for that, and MetaZoo won't sell. All the partners will be in trouble. The brand will be in trouble. I don't know what would happen in a scenario like that, especially if it's fueled by a depression, a deep recession. Whether MAP would be loosened, maybe percentages could be lower. I have no idea what would happen. Again, I'm buying it, planning for this to be the case, planning for maybe having to hold it a little bit, because one thing I think might happen, Channel Fireball spurned by MetaZoo, what they've been doing with these boxes the past couple of weeks. I don't have any second edition here, but some second edition Cryptid Nation and some Wilderness has been being dumped, like really dumped. I've seen Facebook sales. I've seen a little bit on eBay and different websites in the 60s, in the 70s for some of these. I think low list on eBay is still 90 for this. I don't know what it is for Cryptid Nation second edition, but, and I don't follow Flesh and Blood. Apparently really big product dumps were going on in that. I think a lot by Card Shop Live and or Channel Fireball. I think they might be the same entity or related. MetaZoo's trying to avoid the big product dumps because, and this is where I'll get a bit into the pros and cons of MAP. As a small seller, I do not buy Pokemon products. I'm going to talk about Pokemon and how it would change if there was a MAP. I buy Pokemon products when they come out at $86.50. If the product is kind of like a dud, if it performs poorly out of the gates, look at Battles. Well, Battle Styles didn't perform poorly out of the gates because it was during Mania, but Battle Styles now, Chilling Reign now, Fusion Strike right now are selling for 80 to 85 bucks. My wholesale distribution base price is 85 bucks, 85, 86 bucks. I can't buy it and then sell it because I'd lose 15%. I'd lose 20% after shipping and eBay fees and everything like that. So one thing that MAP does that's nice, it helps the little guys who don't have massive volume. Because while I'm buying a Pokemon box for 85, there are stores out there buying it for 70 probably. Maybe 75 is the lowest, somewhere between 70 and 75. I'm pretty sure it would be somewhere in there. But if they buy it for 70, they can sell it on eBay for 85 because they're not paying 12% eBay fees like me. They're paying 2%, 3% eBay fees because they have a contract agreement. They sell millions a year. So yeah, one thing MAP allows, it gives a big enough margin so that me selling at 112, whether I sold that on eBay, whether I sold that anywhere, that leaves enough meat on the bone, plenty for me to make money. And I don't know exactly what distributors pay, like what this UFO is going for. I know what I'm paying. Everyone else in this partnership program, I know what they're paying. I think, unless I believe, because I don't think there's different tiers of the partnership. I think someone buying 50 of each SKU or buying 500 of each SKU, I think we're all in the same pricing bracket. It's a certain percent of MSRP, and then we have to sell it to 80. But as far as what is GTS getting this for, what is Golden getting this for? I know with Pokemon in the past years, there's some semi-direct to consumer sales by distributors, which isn't supposed to be allowed. And there's a lot of like shady stuff that goes on in wholesale distribution of this. So setting a MAP and enforcing it strictly kind of gets around some of that difficulty. It allows your smaller retailers to survive. It allows, like, if I'm selling UFO for 112 and Amazon is selling UFO for 112, my community, my supporters would be more prone to going to me to support me, giving me their money. Whereas if I'm selling battle styles for 100, say it's even an LGS, like I'm an online retailer, but say an LGS, if an LGS is selling battle styles for 100 or 110 a box because they need to for their overhead to make their margins, a lot of people are going to skip them and they're going to go to eBay and get it for 80, 85, 90, shipped to their door, save the 20 bucks. But if eBay, if Amazon, and then your LGS and MI, if we're all selling at 112 flat because we can't sell lower, you're going to go to somebody based on their merit. You're going to go to somebody based on how much you like them and support them. And you'll be able to give dollars to the people you want to without having to just chase the cheapest thing, maybe at the cost of your local community or your favorite content creator, your favorite YouTuber, whatever. So yeah, MAP has pros and cons like anything else. One thing that I anticipate for UFO, I kind of said like the worst case scenario, maybe the economy will go down. Maybe this thing will have a hard time ever reaching 112. Maybe people will start selling it, breaking the partner agreement just because they need to keep the lights on. And if that's happening, if other people are undercutting the 112, I literally can't sell my product. I'm stuck with it. If they're selling it for 100 and someone wants to support me and pay 12 bucks more, maybe I can sell a little bit here and there. But say like Wilderness right now is selling for 90 on eBay. If somebody's out there breaking the agreement, selling for 90 on eBay, I can't touch that. I can't compete with it because not because there wouldn't be profit for me, but because I'd break MAP and I'd be banned. And I don't intend to be banned. One thing I worry about too, a little bit, potential bad actors. I think some amount of people who signed up for this, and hopefully it's not the case. Hopefully this is just pessimistic me, but I'm thinking of my risk as a business with the money that I allocated towards this. If some people signed up for this in bad faith, and if they intend to violate MAP, there might be thousands of boxes out there. And again, I don't know what GTS or Golden pays. What are they selling to their customers at? Are those customers being held to MAP 112? I believe they are. But say of 100,000, I believe is the intended print run, say 50,000 of those boxes ultimately end up in the hands of some massive businesses, because I'm limited as a partner to 500, but there might still be big stores out there. I don't really know. There could be big stores out there with 5,000 boxes, 10,000 boxes. If they're the ones that are just like going to go scorched earth, I'm done with MetaZoo. I'm going to get banned, but I'm going to go out like in flames. And they put the boxes on the market for 90, 87, like whatever the number might be. I'm going to be just stuck sitting on my hands until either the partner rules change or until all of that market, all of those low market boxes get eaten up, and then the price rises to 112. Right now, Cryptid Nation First Edition, it peaked at like near 1,000. It's down to about 500, I think. Well in excess of 112. But only 25,000 of those were printed. Nightfall, I believe it was 50,000. That box peaked above 2, maybe 250, 300. I forget the exact number. It's somewhere around 150, 160 now. So it's retraced as well. Wilderness was selling out of the gate a little over 100, I believe. Some of these people who are dumping, some of these people who got banned, who were previously partners for Wilderness and Nightfall. No one's dumping Nightfall that cheap, I don't think, because it's still about like 150-ish. So you're not going to dump it for like 70. If you can get 150, you're just going to dump it for 150. But some people, I think, who were banned, not getting UFO now, their allocations were removed for UFO. They're dumping their MetaZoo Wilderness at 70 on Facebook or different websites. They're dumping, this is first edition, but they're dumping their Cryptid Nation second edition at 65, 70. I've seen numbers that low in different MetaZoo Facebook groups. And if that happens with UFO, any of those people doing that were already banned from getting UFO, they're not getting UFO. But I'm worried that some amount of people might be getting UFO and they're not going to hold to this. And they're just going to make it so the people who do hold to it are stuck with dead money for some amount of time. No idea how it's going to pan out. I know Flesh and Blood is going through some rocky things of that nature where a lot of product was dumped. And I think the way MetaZoo is enacting map is somewhat into response to that. As far as artificially raising the price, that, again, if the market decides they don't value UFO boxes at 112, MetaZoo can't make people buy them for 112. They can say, we're not selling them to you for cheaper than that. But if no one's going to buy it, no one's going to buy it. Pokemon on their website sells for full retail, 144 for a booster box. On Evolving Skies, they sold out because the market price is 180, 160. When the reprint comes out, who knows? But nobody's buying Battle Styles on the Pokemon Center website. No one's buying it from distribution right now because there's not much margin to be made. How exactly this will all pan out, I don't really know. I know realistic scenario though. I think some amount of people are they're gonna get product, they're gonna violate map, they're gonna get banned. But for those few days, weeks, months, however long it takes for them to sell out of what they have, the partners following map will be sitting on their hands. Calculated risk. I think it's worth the risk, clearly, because again, long-term, I believe in the brand. Long-term, 5 years from now, I think MetaZoo is still going to be around. If they're still around in 5 years, I'm pretty confident that these boxes should have gone up from where they are today, some amount. A lot of like future positivity is priced into these boxes at today's price. Not so much Wilderness because it just came out, but there is a lot of positive future looking pricing in Kickstarter, in first edition Cryptid Nation, a little bit in Nightfall too, maybe. But if these are around in 5 years, you're talking about a 2,500 box print run, 25,000 box print run every day, week, month, year, some amount of products getting opened. So in 5 years, if MetaZoo's around, I think I will be very happy I made this play on these UFO boxes. If it goes really poorly, I'm going to make a video documenting it all, talking about it. I'm excited to make, again, I'm getting hundreds of UFO boxes. I'm going to do a mass box break. I've never done a mass box break, even for Pokemon. I think the most boxes I ever opened of any set was maybe 2 or 3 cases. And I'm going to be opening 20 cases plus in Pokemon equivalent. I don't even know how many boxes come in a case in MetaZoo. So I'll be opening at least 100 boxes, maybe 200. We'll have to see. One, chasing the big hits. And if I get those, I'll PSA grade them, flip them onto the market to just try to extract some money out of this. 2, CGC now grades MetaZoo. One thing I do plan to do, I should have multiple full sets. Maybe I'll sell a full set. I'll try selling a full set on my eBay, but grading a lot of the hits. I want to try to work towards establishing a bit of a market. I haven't even looked yet too much how much CGC Graded MetaZoo sells. I do. You can see here, shout out, happy 4th of July weekend. I do have a 1776% off sale. You see what I did there? July 4th, 1776, Independence Day. You can't do an actual 17.76% sale on eBay. So I did 18% off. But yeah, I've got an 18% off sale on everything in my store. I've got this filtered for MetaZoo. I have 1,000+ Pokemon items, but I do have these sample packs I bought from Rusty. I've got some of the samples I pulled from random pin promo. You can see the pin box up there. Wilderness and Nightfall. This was one of the alternate art. I sold my Mothman, I want to say, for 400. I had a PSA 10 alternate art Mothman promo. I've got Magicast boxes. This is the first time I've done it in a long time, but listing sub $5 singles. You can see some of them, the higher end ones are 25. The lowest ones are like $2 on sale for $1.60. But yeah, some different product in there. Slowly been selling promo packs and things like that. Multi-quantity variable item listing. When I'm buying cards, I'm not a huge fan of these listings because if you search like for awful, it'll come up. This listing will come up because it's in the listing, but then you'll go to it and you'll see that I'm sold out of awful. I don't think I'm actually sold out of it. I just didn't pull one, but I will do listings like this for all the UFO singles, bronzes all the way up to gold, reverse hollows. I'm going to be like a little bit of what Old Skool Pokemon does, selling. I don't think I'm going to price them as cheap as 99 cents, but some amount of them will be through multi-variation listings. The full hollows, the ones maybe $10 plus, they'll be deserving of their own listing, but it is a really handy way to, I didn't even put like individual, I have one photo for it. It's just a photo of the Topps Wilderness box. And I've sold some here and there. I sold 20. One person came in and they bought 20 cards to complete their set or get towards completing their set. It's great when you get sales where they're all grouped together for combined shipping. But yeah, I plan on doing, I'm looking forward to it. I really like Open MetaZoo. I'm looking forward to opening a lot of UFO. Pretty exciting looking set. Unfortunately, my boy Bigfoot won't be in there. Got my Kickstarter Bigfoot down there. Can't see it. I'm working on my background. You see the new background we had with Poke Flips, lighting, cameras. I want to get an overhead camera here for when I'm doing some of the openings. Maybe I'll live stream a bunch of UFO opening. But I really like the MetaZoo products. Those big, long odds hits. Exciting, chasing the 1 out of 100s. I'll actually show you here. I opened my entire purchase of 20 Topps boxes and I pulled 2 serialized cards. You can see it's called Topps Cross Wilderness. They're numbered out of 999. I didn't get any of the first sightings, but I did open 415 out of 999 and 695 out of 999. And then you can see a bunch of my hollow hits, 20 of them here. I had originally opened 19 and kept one sealed, but then I went and opened the 20th one. I did pull my guy, Hollow Bigfoot. So at some point I'm going to get these listed except for the Bigfoot because I'm going to collect the base set and not the hollows, not all the first sightings, just the first sightings I like. And so yeah, sell the hollows and sell a bunch of singles to recoup my cost into these products. Again, Topps was a product that I bought retail. Now I'm buying product wholesale. So it's going to be easier to make margins, which is nice. And then I just wanted to talk a little bit about the price history of these boxes. So Kickstarter, I have 2 Kickstarter boxes left. I bought them at about $1,600 a piece. I flipped a couple around the $5,000 to $6,000 range several months ago, late last year. They're down from there. When I made the video in April, I think they were going for about $5,000. They're going anywhere, big range, between $3,500 and $5,000. These are both within the past week or two. So yeah, $3,500 to $5,000 is the range. I have 2 left. My cost basis is a fraction of that still. They could drop 50% and I'd still be up on my Kickstarter boxes. I don't think they'll go that low because only 2,500 were made. It seems like every day on Whatnot, someone's breaking one. So to me, they're 2 things I still want to continue to hold. At some point, I might add a third if prices get a lot lower. Given how much I just spent on UFO, I need to see how the sales of that go. They'd have to go really low for me to buy one today, but maybe if UFO is going well, a few months, if they're still hanging out around here, maybe I'll scoop a third, maybe I'll open one. We'll have to see. But yeah, they peaked at like 10,000. So they're down around a lot from there. Hindsight, clearly, I wish I had sold one of my two at least at 10. I don't think I'll ever get rid of my last one, but hindsight, I wish I bought Dogecoin at 1/1,000,000th of a cent and was a billionaire too. So hindsight, I wish in 2020 I sold everything I had Pokemon and then just bought it all back today. You can't get hung up on that. Nightfall, low list is 150. Wilderness, low list is 92. Yeah, but as I said, Facebook groups, different places, they're being blown out for cheaper than that. Maybe those are all gone. Some were being blown out in the 60s and 70s. Maybe those were exhausted, but I think if you look, they might still be around. Hopefully we don't see that with UFO, but we'll have to see. Yeah, that's every tab that I had open. I did forget to mention NFT update. So NFT update, the entire set in April, I want to say was valued at about 30,000. I have a full 10 token set. I have an additional token, and then I have a couple of the Genesis promos. The sole reason that I bought them originally, and I'm glad I did in hindsight, was for these cards here. So what these cards are serialized promos. You can see like the big hitters out of the set are the 1/100s. Naturally, because they're the rarest, but they're also, two of them are Mothman. So there's a Mothman and then a double die Mothman and then a Jersey Devil error token. 1/100, but the way that these work, you had to go and you had to redeem your NFT. What that is basically a program that it only allows you to buy an item if you have the NFT in your wallet. So I had to redeem to buy these. Out of the 100 owners of the Mothman token, the exact numbers were published. I forget what it is. Only about 70 to 75 redeemed. So even though this is labeled as 88 out of 100, if you can see that, only about 75% of the people actually redeemed. So this is numbered 88 out of 100, but it actually might only be one of 75 to 80 that were redeemed. And what happens with the extras, I don't know exactly. But yeah, I have number 82 out of 100 for the Mothman promo. I might get these graded, but for now, I'm just kind of holding on to them. Again, the sole reason I bought the NFTs to begin with, I did see one of these sold for about 700 recently, the 1/100s, and the lower ones are selling for maybe a couple $100 a piece. If I had to guess, these 11 token promos, maybe 4,000 or 5,000 for all of them. And my original investment into the NFTs was about 10,000, I think. 10,000 in Ethereum that I bought a long time ago, and I maybe had a few $100 into. So I got about half my basis back if I were to sell these. I'm not currently selling these. Got them in a nice little Ultra Pro Pikachu case. But yeah, that's where the NFT promos are. I did want to mention those. The NFT utility that allows me to buy product at below retail, that kind of is devalued. I devalued that myself by becoming a partner because now I get it at distribution pricing. So how much more I'll be utilizing the benefits of the NFTs, I'm not entirely sure. I did buy a bunch of UFO pins. For the pin promos, they have a special packaging, a special box if you buy the NFT pins, and I did. And there's a special promo inserted too. So I did opt for those. I will occasionally, if there's exclusive things that I like. I do really like the pins. I need to work on my camera angles and my lighting, but here's a little display of pins that I have. Cryptid Nation, Nightfall, Wilderness. Not complete, but I need to open more and go through and fill those out because I really do like the pins. But yeah, what you can expect from this channel: monthly MetaZoo moving ahead at a minimum, if not every 2 weeks. Maybe I'll do it every 2 weeks, like off Pokeflips week. So that every week I'm doing something, either MetaZoo or Pokeflips. And I'm going to start adding a lot more listings to my store of MetaZoo. A lot of singles, doing a little bit of the Old Skool Pokemon thing, but with MetaZoo. And I will be doing, that's the map So say we get into a scenario where I can't sell my boxes. I think I forgot to mention this earlier. MAP does not apply to singles. Like, this card does not have a retail price. No card has a retail price. The product does. So worst case scenario, maybe. I mean, if the boxes are selling super cheap, I think the singles would be too. But like, I could theoretically open everything, grade the big hits, sell everything else as singles. That's an option for people who want to remain partners and not be banned for selling under MAP. I'd imagine in a scenario where there's probably room though, where people are selling under MAP. So I might not be able to sell for under 112, probably release day or 2 weeks after release day, when I'm allowed to sell for 80% of MAP, I'll probably put listings up at 112. There'll be people cheaper than me, probably some people violating MAP or whatever, but I'll have them up, and then I'll have everything up that I can sell at the price I can sell it at. And I'll do my mass opening, and then I'll work from there. I mean, I'll have to adjust with the market, and I'll give you at least minimum monthly updates on where the market is and where my feelings are, how I feel moving ahead. But yeah, I'm excited for the opportunity to partner with MetaZoo. I like what they're doing overall. I really like the product. I enjoy cool thing with the cryptid. I've talked about that so many times. Probably gone on long enough for this video. They always end up longer than I intend them. Check out my eBay affiliate link below. We've got that 17.76% off sale for 18% off sale for the weekend. Happy 4th of July for anyone who celebrates. Hope you all have a great long weekend. Hope you get Monday off for the holiday like I do. My new boss, he's cool. He gives me every holiday that the post office has off. So spend time with the family, building a new swing set that I bought for my kids. So that's exciting. Be a nice little picnic on Sunday and working on that. And then probably Monday, same thing all over again till it's done. Let me know your thoughts below. Let me know, MAP. Does it infuriate you? Does it hurt your feelings? What are your thoughts? Do you think I'm going to be stuck with $30,000 worth of UFO that no one wants? Let me know. Either way. But yeah, let me know if you like MetaZoo on the channel. If you've made it this far, disproportionately, people who like MetaZoo made it this far. So that's why I'm saying it. Let me know in the comments below if you're happy I'm talking about MetaZoo. If you don't, why are you still listening? Let me know in the comments below that you're mad that I'm doing MetaZoo videos. It helps the algorithm. So yeah, I appreciate everyone watching as always. I hope you all have a great holiday weekend, and hopefully UFO does really, really well. And if market is over 112, I can't say that I'm going to sell it substantially under market for everybody, but yeah, I mean, I would be completely open to cutting people a deal and selling for closer to 112 than where market is, if market is substantially above that. I would be surprised given where some of these are right now, but yeah, a lot of surprising things have happened in my 8 years in the Pokemon hobby, and MetaZoo has been a wild year for me, 2 years for the franchise roughly. So yeah, that's about everything I've got for today. I will catch you all later.